Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Silver Lantern Archives. Today we continue on with Draconic Ascent. Our party has found themselves in quite the pickle. A mushroom pickle down in the deep. As for how they got here, what they're doing, and why we found out most of the party can't swim, I'll have to let Torquil tell you. Torquil, tell us why you sunk like a rock.
Oh, I am made of rock, but in simple terms, after a certain dampier collapsed the cave, the cave system we were in,
I make no apologies.
another asked for. The magma dragon, deciding that it would be better if everyone died, I guess. I don't know if they hoped they planned for us to survive. Collapsed the room we were in, sitting us down a very, very, very deep hole.
He didn't have anything to do with that. He kind of blew
I thought
up.
I Yeah, but I thought it was on purpose.
Ooh.
Oh no. Okay.
No, he
Okay.
died. He
Yeah.
died.
So
He was nuked.
in his final act, he blew up and set us all down a very, 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 very deep hole. Very deep. I can't stress how deep this hole is because we are now apparently in the Underdark, in the deepest part of the Underdark, a place no one should go ever. Because there's shadow monsters and beholders and abominations of all flavors. It sucks. It really sucks. We all almost drowned. Well, I mean, most of us. I was fine. Merlin was with me, so they were fine. Sizzlewick was also with me, so they were fine. Nimi was not with me, and they could barely move, so they weren't fine. I don't know if Lunaretto was okay. I think they got snatched up by Toshinori and Axie,
Hmm.
so
They
they were
did.
fine. We all managed to swim onto shore where we met up with Toshinori and Lunaretta, and we very, very, very carefully made our way across the Underdark until after some scouting, we found this strange magical sigil type thing being guarded by they weren't beholders. What were they called again? Watchers?
Spectators, I think.
Spectators.
Spectators. So it was being guarded by two spectators who we came at, who kept goddamn paralyzing or fear locking us, so we couldn't get close to them. Freaking dicks. And then a corrupted dragon thing came at us. Oh, it was a horrible time. But we
Deep
found
dragon.
a deep dragon.
Yep.
Deep dragon, a corrupted deep dragon came at us. We managed to win, but it wasn't fun. It wasn't a fun time. It was fun in terms of the game, but for our characters, not so fun.
Yeah. Go ahead and take that hero point as we return to our party just after the battle. What
I'm
would
pretty
you
sure
like to do?
at that point Torquil would shrink back to normal size.
We?
I guess I'm no longer channeling that.
I mean, it's only lasts for a minute, right?
We're towards the end of a
Yeah.
minute anyway.
Ah,
Yeah.
Just get rid of that.
well, that was a fun little, uh, what should we call that? A little distraction?
Hey, fun. And Torquil gives the dead spectator like a big old kick.
There's a solid thud.
Hmm.
Ooze runs out of its wounds. The giant plant next to you attempts to grab you.
I'm
I
gonna
immediately
pull
step
Axie
back.
back. Yeah, I'm gonna
I'll
pull
walk
Axie
away.
back.
Hmm.
I
Oh,
can't move
look,
Axie's token.
carnivorous plants, as if this place wasn't shitty enough.
As you see, it grabs a hold of the spectator, pulls it towards its core, which spirals open and then drops the spectator inside before the bud spirals close again with a slaw like of breaking bone.
Well,
These,
better than us.
these things are magical abominations, right?
Yeah.
I know this is typically something that Delio would be doing, but I'm going to think about maybe there's something. Is there anything I can harvest off these things?
Um, look at my book.
Also, is Axie and Toshinori coming out of their paralyzation?
Slowly.
Okay.
I need my book. I need my book. What is the rest of the party doing while I'm looking at this?
Uh, did we ever find out the nature of like this ring?
No. Y'all walked in and jumped the guys that were in the ring.
Okay, well, considering the fact that we haven't blown up yet, it's safe. It's semi-safe to assume that it's not a any form of magical bomb, but uh, let's see here.
Well, I was gonna say technically, I think me, Axie, and Doot were meant to look at this because it's been a couple days. Have Merlin and Sizzlewick woken up yet?
Not as of yet.
That's really concerning because they had the same amount of exhaustion as I did, and I'm still standing.
Mm-hmm. They just had a different kind.
Ah,
Xerxes,
fuck.
did you think you can make sense of these strange writings on the ground?
I can give it a try.
Xerxes, do you have proficiency in Arcana?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
Okay.
wonderful.
Nimi's gonna help you so you have advantage.
Oh, give me just a second.
No, take your time.
You're good. Deal with Torko's thing first.
God, Xerxes is breakdancing.
Alrighty. Can I get a Arcana check from Torpo?
Okay. Probably not going to do great, but who knows? Maybe I will. And oh, wait, let me make sure I have normal on. 2.
Unfortunately, you butchered the recovery of items.
All right.
Yeet it into the flower.
All right. So I'm going to grab it by its eye stalks and just like a hammer toss, just swing it around and then yeet it into the flower.
It rips off while you're trying to eat it. More green ooze spurts over your torso.
Ah.
You having
God.
fun back there?
No, I can't say I am.
Nimi's
I,
gonna
I,
cast Mage Hand and just have the Mage Hand toss it into the flower.
I don't think the mage hand could lift this thing.
Mm-mm.
How big is it?
Medium
Especially
size?
if it's already. Especially if it's medium, doesn't matter. How much does it weigh?
Probably
Because it
100 or so pounds.
floats.
It's an aberration. It's magical.
Would consider magic dense.
It's still made of flesh and bone and goo.
Yeah,
A bird doesn't weigh that much.
but it's not flying on fucking
Hollow bones.
hollow
It's
bones and aviation rules. It's flying on magic rules.
Fine.
Yeah.
Just smacks it.
One of the
Digress.
the broken
Rolls-
tentacle spurts a little bit more, getting into Torquil's
Ew.
face and mouth.
I start spitting and getting. Oh God, damn it! Please stop fucking with the thing. And I pick it up by the main body and heat it like it's a caper toss into the flour.
Gotcha. It takes it and goes and grinds it up.
You know, Charcoal. I feel like a lot of people would pay a lot of good money to see someone like you making that face.
It's all in your mustache, Torquil.
Torque will look at Luna. I don't care who does it. Someone with precipitation used it on me. It's very instant. As I'm kind of like trying to get the taste out of my mouth.
I'll cast it on you
Thank
because
you.
I don't think Lunaretta has it.
I don't.
Actually,
But-
So
that's
yeah.
what her and Toshinori are currently dealing with the effects of the paralysis ray still.
Have they still not passed their fucking save?
They're just coming out slowly.
Fair. I'll do that for Torquil. And then Xerxes working on the thing.
Once clean, Torque will take out his water skin and just kind of like swig his, attempt to swig it, and then remember, shite. I only got some water. I use my water skin to make a floaty for Merlin.
Nimi will pass you hers.
You'll just hear Torque will like gargle with your water and spit it in the ground. And yes, I'm aware I'm doing that on Magical Circle. At this point, with all the goo and stomping the feet and everything we've been doing all around this thing, I don't think it's going to be a problem.
I wouldn't tempt it.
Xerxes, as you're looking over this circle, you're looking over the runes worked along the edge, and you think you've seen something like this before. You're not proficient in Arcana, are you? Or are you?
They are. We
I
just had
am.
this conversation.
Okay, you just don't have a high intelligence. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You think
We're
you
charisma
remember
casters.
something about runes like this? You're not all that certain, but it looks to be one of the get up and go circles, the ones that will yeet you somewhere else.
I see.
There are no
And
C's,
we happen to be.
only arcane runes.
You're right.
Damn, didn't
I'm
even
gonna
get a
relay
chuckle.
this. I thought it was funny. I thought it was pretty funny.
But
I'm gonna relay this to the rest of the party. My limited understanding of this.
doesn't help when Xerxes doesn't study magic.
Well, this thing will send us someplace.
Something like that.
We
Well-
want to test it out or not tempt fate?
Well, I say a 50-50 chance of us getting sent someplace better or worse than here. I like those odds, so I say we do it. I do not want to be here anymore, especially with all the blood that's been spilled around here. Labeled up.
Did we ever have like a proper heading?
No.
Yeah, here.
Away
Okay.
was the way y'all were going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I know that we kind of stumbled upon this as we were walking semi-aimlessly, but okay, yeah. Yeah, so Lunaretta would say, honestly, yeah, fuck it. We don't have anywhere else to go.
Although a thought occurs, Is there a way we could sabotage this thing so once we use it, no one else can?
We might
Let's.
be able to set off a bomb, but I don't know what that's gonna do. You hear from Axie as she's finally coming out of the paralysis.
Can you set it off after we're all well and truly gone?
There's a risk. I can time it for that, but if we're unable to activate the ring, well, then we'll just get caught in the middle of it. And we don't know if it's going to feed back through the warp if it's a teleporter.
I was just thinking it would be a good idea because then the cultists, if they find this place, they can't come right back up right after us.
Not sure the cultists are going to be desperate enough. Plus, there's another bonus. They're likely tracking me, so whichever direction I'm in, they're unlikely to come across this exact place.
That's true. Wherever we end up, they'll probably be pointing in that direction.
Indeed. There's a groan from Toshinori, who did not do well in that fight.
You all right, lad? You took a good hammering with those I-beams.
I'll be fine. As he is going to push himself back to his feet, resheath his sword on his hip.
I am gonna put a hand on Axie. And she gets 11.
Get some of that dank healing.
Ooh, you okay?
Don't die. Thanks.
Mhm.
No dang.
I ain't dead yet.
So sounds like we got the plan. We use the portal and we get going. Only question is, how the hell do we activate this thing?
Probably put some magic into it. Teleportation circles aren't usually too hard to activate.
Yeah.
It's the having it go where you want it to that's the hard bit.
Does Nimi think that she might be able to figure out where to head us? Because Nimi has studied magic.
You can attempt, but it's unlikely you're going to be able to tell unless it's written somewhere.
Okay. Well, can I see if it's written somewhere?
It is not.
Damn. Okay. Worth a shot.
I mean, if it's here, then someone must have planted it. But well, I guess I'm trying to. I guess I'm wondering, like, for what reason they would, make a teleportation sigil, seemingly in the middle of nowhere. Maybe we could look around first and maybe get some clues as to who was here before.
It's a permanent station too. Not easily done, and it takes a lot of resources to put it in practice.
A lot of resources and a lot of time. Having a permanent teleportation circle takes at least a year. That's if you don't fuck it up.
Okay. So someone did put in a lot of time and investment into this.
So we can. I'm not opposed to looking around a little bit before we activate it.
Yeah.
If we have the time.
There's a grunt from Toshinori as he's gonna get up and go stalk the exterior perimeter.
Yeah, I'll look around as well.
What are you looking for, Lunaretta? Toshinori's making sure nothing comes charging in here to murder you.
I'm curious to see if I can see any signs of like what is it? Like other like should I put it? Like other adventurers or other like wizards, so like proper like footprints from like boots or like
You don't see a single one.
odd articles. Okay.
A thought occurs.
Hmm.
This magic portal is probably, like I said, someone probably put a lot of time and effort into making this a permanent magical circle, right? A permanent teleport pad, as it were, right?
Yeah.
So maybe this thing leads to someone's like some kind of wizard power or some shit.
I mean, I honestly that wouldn't be so bad. What is it? A powerful spellcaster. Either they could, give us some really good guidance, or they can end us. They can put us out of our misery very quickly.
You know,
All in all, I still think it's a good idea to take the chance.
oh, I ain't saying we shouldn't use it. I'm just saying we should be prepared for whatever hell is on the other side of this portal.
A
Do
very
you think we
powerful
should?
wizard speaking that it's, a teleportation circle and that's a 5th level spell.
Do you think we should take a rest, or how are we feeling so far?
How long have we been walking at this point?
Couple hours.
So not a full day.
Not a full day yet. No.
I mean, me and Xerxes could use an hour just to gain some stuff back.
Yeah,
Do
we
we
can
want
go
to
for an hour
risk
too.
being in an hour in place where there was a loud scuffle?
Hey, and again, lots of blood and
It's
smells around here.
fair and dude's injured. Like bad. I didn't realize how fucking low Dude was. Dude, come here.
Happy Duke noises. Duke got nuked by the breath attack, same as Axe.
Yeah, but I didn't. I mean, Nimi would have still healed Axie first, but I didn't realize how fucking low the dude was.
Duke's
Dude's
gonna
going
use
in
some
with.
healing magic. Because he has some. He's gonna use some second level cure wounds on himself. Now that y'all are in a fight. 16, 26, 29.
Okay. And then,
Then he's gonna fly over to Lunaretta. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
13, 18 for Lunaretta.
Thank you. You are so sweet. That almost made me full.
And 21, 24 for Axie.
which means dude's tapped out on magic.
Yeah.
Okay, you get to be friends with Fluffy and Merlin as you're going in the bag. Not food. We'll then hand Fluffy actual food.
As your bag immediately starts to writhe as Dude and Fluffy are charging around inside.
Going to make sure that they don't squish Merlin.
Effectively,
I
you just have to
basically,
take him in.
I'm gonna take Merlin out, and how is Merlin doing? Is he like cold?
A little bit.
Okay, so I'm gonna take like a spare piece of cloth and like wrap him up, and then because I'm actually exuding heat now. thanks to that item. So I'm not as cold as normal.
Nope.
So I can actually exude some fucking heat. I don't think this dress has. This dress is a fucking. But he's going in. He's going in the bra. I don't have anywhere else to put him.
Do you not have pouches where you keep your gold?
That's in my bag.
Oh, okay.
You
You could
give
just
him the
hand him to
Torkoal,
Axie.
Torkoal collection.
Torkoal is in a loincloth. Torkoal definitely doesn't have pockets.
I said pouches. I have
Right.
pouches.
No, but Axie's actually going to be warm. Axie's probably going to exude the most amount of warmth between all of us.
Save for maybe Xerxes.
So
What about Toshinori? They're fluffy.
Axie's a fire mage. Going to
Xerxes
Axie.
is a hellspawn.
Tiefling. Yeah. Uh, gonna pass Merlin off to Axie.
She'll take him, put him in a pouch, hanging off her belt.
Yeah. And I'm gonna climb back on my babysitter.
Fair. What is Torkoal, Lunaretta, and Xerxes doing while that's going on?
Well, Torkoal was just watching this this interplay and thinking, wait, do you have a bag of holding, or how the hell are you? You got two animals in your bag. How big is that bag?
Normal backpack.
Nimi's gonna look. What was that?
I think it's just a normal backpack, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
In
dude's
all
small, not tiny.
things, here's the thing. Well, technically, Fluffy is also tiny. Or well, no, Fluffy's small, not tiny. So it's a small. Listen, when you ask, Nimi's gonna look at the bag because it is defying physics.
It's not really, because Fluffy fits at least somewhat well, and Doot is snake-like and is wound around Fluffy.
The thing is that my bag also has all my other shit in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a normal backpack. It's only meant to carry 25 pounds, which Fluffy exceeds. Fluffy's at this point at least 4 months old, if not 5. Honestly, Fluffy might be like 6 months at this point, which means that they're. Because I recently looked up how it takes about 3 years for Owlbear to reach full size, and by a year they're about the size of a wolf. Fluffy shouldn't fit in this bag.
Yeah, Fluffy's fitting. Fluffy's a little bit on the smaller end. They're a bit of a runt.
Fair, which is fair. There's probably magical. Nemi's gonna look at the bag and go, I don't know how they're fitting. They just do.
Hey, sounds like the powder of bullshit. I accept it, and and everyone else should as well.
I mean, if it ever becomes a problem, I could always just reduce Fluffy, assuming he's fine with it.
That lasts like an hour.
Could be useful in a pinch.
I thought a large reduce only lasts like a minute.
I might be misremembering. I thought it could last up to an
it
hour.
may be a minute, yeah, actually.
Yeah, I think you're
Yeah.
thinking
It's
of
a
the
combat
potion
spell.
version.
Yeah.
Oh, so the non-combat spell lasts a lot longer.
Let me roll it.
I don't think there is a non-combat spell version of it.
Yeah. I know the potion lasts for 1d4 hours, and that's for enlarge.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the normal one only lasts like a minute.
And there's an enlarged spell or a enlarged potion and a reduced potion. So I'm probably thinking of the reduced potion.
Yeah.
Large reduce lasts 1 minute.
Yeah. So
Yep.
not very useful in this situation. We're just we don't understand the physics of the bag and we're not going to question it.
That's what I just said. The powers of bullshit. Don't question them, or they'll end.
It's a well-made bag.
You got to give me
What-
the number of your leather worker.
I honestly don't know. It's the bag that I've had. It was found. When I woke up in that clearing. Nibby just shrugs. If you look at the bag, it looks well traveled. Like obviously we've been doing a lot of shit, but it looks, cause like you guys have seen Nimi's poem journal, which has already been described of the fact that it's like the journals that you'll see on elves that have lived a couple hundred years. The bag looks the same. This is an old bag. Nimi, a lot of Nimi stuff isn't exactly new.
So about this portal.
Mhm.
We should probably use it. Like I'm just saying, we definitely don't want to be around for when something comes
Yeah.
sniffing around all this blood and
Uh,
destruction.
I mean, are we? I'm gonna assume that we're all ready, unless anyone has any objections, because the assumption is that we'll be able to activate it just by pushing a little bit of magic into it, right?
Using a spell slot, yes.
Ooh, spell slot. I'm rather full up. I can take it. Yeah.
That's good because I'm out of pack slots.
I have 0.
So, are we all good to go?
Yeah, I
Well,
just need the elk to go underneath me.
Tokoro has his sword in hand. All right, let's do this.
Alrighty. Wonder how are you going to push magic into the circle?
Uh, you said I just need to spend a single spell slot.
Yep.
Okay. Doesn't matter what spell I have to use.
It's not even using a spell, it just takes one of your slots.
Okay. Yeah.
I have
Uh,
Axie show you how to do it.
yeah. I mean, because I'm a bard, I like to imagine she's just doing like she whips out her lute and is just like playing a very like serene kind of melody, and I like to imagine that it's causing like all the kind of magic in the sigil to kind of like activate, and it's like kind of giving like a almost like a light show as she's like kind of giving this very serene concert.
As you begin to let the magic flow from your instrument, you see symbols along the edge suddenly start to light up. 1, 2, 3, going in a clockwise circle around the edge. And it's not long before 7 symbols have lit up and made a full circle, when suddenly, almost as if written in a flaming hand, the star at the center is redrawn and the magic suddenly starts to make a ball around you. Any reaction from the party?
Oh, hopefully I'll see you all on the other side.
Yeah, or in the afterlife.
That is definitely that is also what I meant.
I'm gonna put a hand on Axie. Just grab a hold of her shoulder.
I
She's
see that and reach out and grab Tushinori on their shoulder. So we should probably all be touching.
I don't
Grab
think
Xerxes
that's
by
how
the tail.
that works.
Do they have tails?
Yeah.
Tieflings? Yeah, I'll grab you by the tail.
But yeah, that's the last thing you hear, Torkoal, is Toshinori just kind of saying, I don't think that's how that works. Before the light completely overtakes y'all and y'all feel a tug in your gut. And then I need a disadvantage deck save
Oh,
from everybody.
I was
Isn't this a
already
spell?
disadvantaged.
This is a spell effect, so wouldn't they have advantage on
No,
that?
no, it's not. And this is
You
not
said
something
dex?
Danger Sense will be able to save you with.
sorry.
Disadvantage deck save.
I have no MVP. Actually, wait. No.
You'll see the world around y'all start to come back in. It's very hard to see with how bright the light of the teleportation is. But y'all hear a sharp snap as soon as you feel ground underneath you. And before most of y'all are really able to react, y'all feel ropes going every which way, taken around Torquil's thighs and ankles, ripping out from under him, his blade spinning out of his hand as he slams into the ground. Everyone else having similar issues as the party is very quickly tied up on the ground, completely hog-tied. Anything that was in your hands has since fallen out of it.
Have we been
Am I
gagged or can we still talk?
hog-tied? Am I hog-tied to this fucking deer?
Yes. Well, no. You're on the ground next to it. You fell off.
Have we been bound and gagged or just bound?
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't answer my question.
Yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't answer the question.
Bound and gagged.
Okay.
Lunaretta is surprisingly calm about this situation.
You
They're probably
fucking would be.
you're probably used to this, guys. Yeah.
Okay. The person that gags Nimi's just going to in the back of their
Oh,
head.
it's not a person that does it. It's just
What is
something
it?
that happens when the ropes are flying.
Oh god,
Oh,
they're innovating.
okay. I'm gonna look around for a person.
You can't really move all that far with how tightly you're restrained. You can just kind of see in the direction you were looking when you fell. But you don't
And I have,
see anyone.
and realistically, I am fucking. If I fell off the deer, more likely than not, he's bound on top of me. I am probably pinned.
He's next to you. If anything, your
Torkoal-
legs are pinned.
Fair. Oh, well, okay. If my legs are.
Because there's a deer on top of them. They're still tied together as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Am I gagged with the rope or like something else?
Rope.
How thick is this rope?
Decently so.
I mean, I guess I'm gonna just try and gnaw through it. I've got fangs.
Fair. Torkoal will continue to like yell into the rope while wiggling around, looking around, trying to see if there's anyone around.
Torgal, it's at that point you feel someone step on your shoulder and a bolt be pressed right at the base of your neck.
A bolt, like a crossbow bolt?
Oh, yeah. I'd advise making too much noise, you scummy little bastard. As everyone hears a cold voice come from probably over where Torkarl is, wherever he has ended up.
Can I move my head to look in that dirt? Like, just tilt my head
No.
back?
You are bound very tightly.
You're bound and gagged and getting stepped on. It's not fair, man.
At that, Torkel will say much quieter.
Another word, and I'll put this in the back of your spine. No matter how strong, you hear all of the air get blasted out of them. As Nimi, you can hear Axie squirming.
Now the bolt's not pressed against the back of my head. I'm gonna try to look up to see which way they went.
Oh, you are face down in the dirt. You can't see shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm trying to like
Well,
wiggle around.
if Axie's squirming, I'm going to start fighting, trying to get to her. I'm going to assume that the deer's probably flipping shit at this point.
The deer's just laying there, just like, this is my life. You also hear the soft hiss of that blade Axie had suddenly ignite,
Mm-hmm.
and the snapping of ropes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just try and claw my right. I'm going to do what all Dampiers do. My teeth are literally a weapon. I'm going to try and eat through this fucking rope. Do I need to roll something?
You good, Easy?
Second. Take 5.
Oh.
Okay. Don't
Ooh.
die.
And we are back. Sorry about that. I almost died. But,
Right.
Nimi, you may make a disadvantage bite attack.
Why do I have disadvantage?
Because you're tied up and exhausted.
The exhaustion don't do shit on my attack rolls at the moment.
Mm-hmm. But you are still restrained.
That I'll give.
Still managed to fight it, do damage.
Ba-da.
You're trying to gnaw through it. It's not doing too much. Slashing is the one you want to break ropes, not piercing.
Yeah, well,
You're doing better than the
I
other
can
stuff.
try. I was gonna say, if I can wiggle my hand to my belt, I can grab my dagger.
Which you cannot. As you are tied.
Yes.
Very tight. The only reason Axie
Yeah.
is able to move at all is because the blade suddenly igniting cut some of the rope. Better hit.
Yeah, so
Can I attempt to just brute force my way out of these ropes, but just like flex so hard I snap them?
You have disadvantage, but you may attempt.
What am I rolling?
Athletics. Actually, it wouldn't even be athletics, it'd be a strength check.
All right, disadvantage strength check. I'm gonna use a hero point to make this normal. 22.
You're starting to actually, that's higher than that one, but is that higher for the fat rope? Okay, yeah, that is. You start to break your way through it one by one. There are a lot of ropes holding you down, though, so it's going to take you a little bit.
I'm just straining every muscle in my body trying to pop all these ropes off me.
just gonna mentally communicate to the fucking deer. Unless you want us all to die, I would suggest maybe, I don't know, using your horns to slash our way out.
You can, with you kind of moving, with Axie moving about next to you, you can see the issue of the horns aren't tied up close. Also,
They aren't what?
now that I'm thinking, they're not close enough to be useful.
And it could get itself free.
Well, that's the problem. It's not.
Fuck.
Also, nobody actually understood the language in what was said to Torquil.
I was gonna say none of us speak fucking Undercommon, do we?
Yeah, no. That's what I was
I don't
checking.
speak Undercommon.
So nobody actually understood what was said.
I only speak Dwarfish and Giant.
Yeah, so put it this way, I'm gonna continue to try and gnaw my way through. So that, because the thing is that in order to talk to this person telepathically, I need to be able to fucking see them.
But you can hear a little bit of a scuffle as Axie is able to quickly slash her way out with the blade before jumping over Torquil as you hear Axie's footstep hit right next to your head, Torquil, before she launches herself at whoever was just standing on you. Can I get another roll, Nimi?
Yes, you may.
And can I get another roll, Torquil?
Say disadvantage again or normal? Because
You're
I'm
rolling
already
normal.
rolling normal.
Am
Strength
I
check,
rolling normal?
17.
No.
Meh.
But Torquil, you're starting to get free. You've managed to get your one arm free. That's about it.
Can I use that one arm to grab one of my hand axes off my belt and chopping away at the other ropes?
They are
Or
currently
not chopping.
pinned to you. So you need to
Oh.
start ripping the rope off of that.
can I reach up and pull the ropes out of my mouth?
Mm-hmm. Easy enough.
So I pull them off my mouth. Ugh. Les! You good? I can't. I don't know. Like, I look around. Do I see them? Can I like push myself up enough to see them?
You can see Axie has tackled a shadow. Like straight out tackled a shadow. What you can also see is right next to you, Axie's dagger has fallen out of its sheath and is point down in the dirt right next to your other hand.
My bound hand.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to use my arm to flip myself over so I can grab the dagger
You don't have
and
to,
start.
it's right next to it.
Oh, I thought you just said it was next to my bound hand.
Yeah, it's next to your bound one.
It is just reach over.
Okay, so I reach over, grab it, and I start cutting myself free.
It's very easy to get through once you have the dagger out. You're able to somewhat move.
Do I see my sword anywhere while I'm doing this?
Roll me a quick perception.
All right. If I recall, wasn't light cast on my sword?
Ages ago.
Yeah, I haven't done it recently.
It's fine.
That's performance.
Uh,
Try again.
Oh shit!
No, with a quick glance, you do not.
Ah.
But you got a dagger.
how am I doing on the rope in my mouth?
Not well. It's
How long
slow
does it take me
going.
to cut myself free?
Couple seconds.
All right. As soon as I'm free, who's next to me?
You are next to Toshinori.
I'm gonna quickly cut Toshinori free.
He is going to nod and immediately draw a short sword from his belt and start slashing the bonds on Xerxes.
While they do that, I'm gonna go over to who's the next person closest.
Lunaretta.
All right, Luna, you're getting your rope slashed. I know this has been a dream come true for you, but you know.
Nimi, you
Uh,
were about 3/4 of the way through the rope in your mouth at this point.
3/4? Okay. How's a 15?
You're hitting it, yeah. Still going. Then Toshinori is able to start slashing your ropes as well.
The moment one of my arms is free, I've got a dagger in hand, and I'm cutting myself free. And I'm
Fair.
standing up and spitting out pieces of rope. Where's Axie?
She's easy to track because she kind of has a flaming sword at the moment. And has somebody on the ground with the blade to their neck.
Nimi's gonna walk over to them, and we're just gonna go through the different. I am going to read my telepathic ability to see if I need to share language. That's what I'm gonna do first. Where is it? It's a class feature. Gib. Aha! Yes, I am just going to telepathically tell it, who the fuck are you? What do you want? We don't speak whatever language you used. And it can understand me because it understands a language.
You can see there is a drow woman on the ground. A hand
Okay.
crossbow having been knocked out of her hand.
Mm-hmm.
And it is on the ground next to her. She has the classic purplish skin and white hair, and seems to be mostly dressed in leathers.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna pick up the crossbow. and actually, I don't fucking trust anyone. It's the Drow. I am going to start I'm looking for fucking weapons on this bitch. Because just because the crossbow was knocked out does not mean that she doesn't have poison on her.
You do not seem to be cultists. Odd.
Did they
This
say that in
isn't
common? Oh, darn right, we're not cultists, you crazy lass. Pointed an arrow and bow at me. Hmm.
Shut
hell's
it
my
while
sword?
your betters are speaking trash.
Nimi's gonna look at Torquil and go and you just hear in the back of your head, Torquil, you're gonna make the situation worse. It's a Drow. They don't like men. Shush. And is then going to look at Xerxes and relay the same thing, but in a hey, they don't like men, it's probably going to be in your best interest to keep quiet.
Do you shoot that comment towards Loretta?
No, because Lunaretta's a girl. Actually, what Lunaretta gets is shush.
Dare. Sees a drow woman tying people up. Makes goo goo eyes.
That's what, yeah, Lunaretta's doing. Nimi's gonna look at her and still speaking telepathically. We're not cultists. We are running from the cultists. We're just trying to get to the surface.
And why'd you decide to drop in my camp?
Because that's where the teleportation circle took us.
What teleportation circle?
One that was in the Lowerdark. Where are we?
The Lowerdark.
Joyful. Well, we were running away from a Nightwalker.
There's more than a few of those.
I'm sure there is.
Would you
We didn't
mind
exactly
if
know
I
what.
get up?
Swear not to attack my companions.
As long as they don't do anything stupid.
Everyone in the camp is gonna go, don't do anything stupid.
Cross his fingers. Cross my heart and hope to die.
Looks at Axie. Because Axie's the one that's got her pinned.
You see, she holds for a moment, but will then flip the blade in her hand as it goes out, and she's gonna back up. Well, that was unfortunate. What are you doing this deep?
We fell.
We don't get your kind too often.
I'm sure you don't. There was a fight with those cultists, and we fell. Obviously, very far. We're just trying to get back to the surface, back to our friends.
You're nowhere near a path up north. A path up, not north, because north is not up.
Yeah. Well, it's not like we exactly have directions. We're not on familiar turf.
No one is. Even the maps I have are ancient at this point.
What are you doing down here?
I've got a job that needs doing, unfortunately.
What is it?
And to recover something that was lost. She's gonna start brushing herself off.
Do you know where the closest path is?
Aye, but they won't let you through.
Of course they won't. Do you know
At
of a
least
path
not
that we
with
can take that?
that group over there. She nods towards Torquil and the others. You'd be better off slitting their throats now and leaving them as bait.
I'd like to see you try.
Torquil, shush. I know that the Drow do not take kindly to men,
You need
but
to
not all
train
of us.
your trash better. If
Torquil
you
just
let them
stomp
run
away
their
looking for
mouth
his
like
sword.
that, it's just going to get you killed.
You know we're outsiders. You know that we don't hold our men in such ill regard.
Doesn't make it a smart move.
Down here, no. They're gonna have to learn when to speak and when to not. That being said, obviously you know that you're aware of our culture just as well as we are well, some of us are of yours.
Aye, and some cultures can be wrong.
And that is where we are going to have to agree to disagree. That being said, is there a path up in which they'll let us pass with them with us?
Not without somebody escorting you.
What's it gonna cost?
Unfortunately, I can't take you at the moment. I have things to do.
Do you know of someone who can escort us?
You could ask that mushroom, I suppose.
Raises an eyebrow and looks at the mushroom?
It's just a mushroom.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
We're in the Lowerdark. Anyone else down here isn't going to be kind. Best you
So
get
you're
is the mind flayers.
okay. So our best shot is helping you on whatever you're doing and then have you help us.
That is one way to look at it.
What are you doing?
As I said, getting something that needs recovery.
Well, we cannot help you if we don't know what we're trying to recover. And quite frankly, you're probably our only hope down here, and
You are correct. You see, she gives a stink eye to Torquil. If you are going to help, you'll need to get a better handle on your trash.
Torquil is a little distance away, still looking for his sword, but he still hears that and grumbles.
noted.
My crossbow.
I will hand it over.
Thank you. At least one of you is.
I'm good at surviving. What can I say?
She is going to move away towards a small tent that is hidden in the mushroomy undergrowth.
Is she looking like she wants me to follow her?
No.
Then I am going to wait and see what happens. Because
She seems
I'm
to
not going.
be going through her tent.
Okay.
What is Xerxes and the others doing?
Staying quiet so I don't get yelled at.
I'm still looking for my sword.
Lunaretta is wondering whether or not she could potentially help out the male members of her party by being objectively worse than them.
In Drow society, probably not.
Aside from that, no.
Torquil, it's not long before you find your sword.
There you are. Torque will takes it and puts it on his sheath and walks back over. Huh? What? Where'd the purple loss go?
She'll be back. Torque will. And as always, Nimi speaking in your head because her throat's fucked up. But Nimi's gonna look at you and go, I don't agree with Drow society, but at the end of the day, we need her help. Otherwise, we're not gonna get out of here alive.
I ain't arguing that, but I can't. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay quiet if she keeps calling me trash. I don't like
If
that.
you don't, I know you don't like it. I don't like it either. But if you don't, you're going to die, and so are we.
Look, can I just say, I don't think it was a good idea to rearm the lass. She was just talking about how it'd be a good idea to slit our throats.
And we're
Did we
not
ever
going to.
even- I'm sorry, go on.
And we're not gonna let her. Yes, Leonardo?
Did we ever catch her name? We're just calling
No.
her the Drow.
Make a history
It's not
check
like
for
she.
Nimi.
Okay. Uh.
You have disadvantage from your exhaustion, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know. Disadvantage on so much shit. Are you gonna go through?
Eventually.
Maybe? Eventually? And you didn't even roll disadvantage. Fucking. Gonna fucking fight shit. And where did the. There it is. I just had it. These things are not being nice to me. 15.
You know, with what you've heard of Drow society, you don't think she's going to attack Torquil or the boys for the simple fact, based on the way you've been acting, she probably thinks they belong to you. Which is why she gave you the advice instead of doing it herself.
So in the back of Torquil, so Nimi's gonna look at you, Torquil. You're gonna hear. She's not gonna kill you because she thinks that you're my pet.
Not pet, but
It's
Slave.
we're using the word pet.
Oracle just gives you like, I don't think his fake eye can blink. I don't know if it can.
yeah, your eyelid still works just fine.
Okay, so Torquil just like gives you like a, like blinks at you a couple times like, what?
Nimi's gonna look and tell you, be quiet, because it's in your best interest that she keeps thinking that.
Nimi, we need to get the hell out of this place as soon as physically possible.
Oh,
Nimi's
well,
going to pull you down to her level, Torquil, and in the back of your head go, quiet. You are going to get yourself fucking killed. Whisper.
So Temple will whisper, "Alright, we need to get the fuck out of here as soon as fucking possible."
Yeah, no shit. I'm working on it. You're going to have to trust me, or you're going to get yourself killed.
Little known fact about Goliaths, they actually have some serious issues with slavery. They were used as slaves by dwarves for a long time.
There is a
ancient
reason
times.
that there's a reason that I use the word pet and not slave.
To be honest, I think that's a lot of D&D races.
Yeah, freaking.
Plot
Well,
dwarfs.
2 of them start with GIF.
I was gonna say between the gifts and the dwarves and the elves and the drow, there's a lot of racism. Nimi doesn't agree with it, but at the same time, we are not in our own territory, and she is trying really hard to get you guys out of here alive.
To be fair, the
I don't
Drow
think
on
that's a
average are not racist. They're super sexist.
They're
but they're
sexist. They're not
equally
racist. You are right.
Sexist.
Yeah. They don't care what race you are. They care what your pronouns are.
Do you think you stole the family jewels? Then you are fucking problem.
Damn. Am I able to glean? Because I know you're speaking telepathically, but would I be able to make like assumptions?
Oh yeah, there's a
Um,
stare down going on over there.
Hmm.
You don't know what's being said, but it is some kind of argument.
I mean, they hear half of the argument because
Yeah.
it's a one-way telepathic.
Would I happen to know if like this kind of like thing is like commonplace? Is it common knowledge that like they like? You
Oh
know,
yeah, Drow's super sexist. That's common.
Okay.
They don't
Hmm.
like guys. Most guys that end up in their city unprotected are either taken or murdered.
Lunaretta is a sort of like, the more she's like considering Drow society, she seems to be deep in thought.
There are famous Drow, male Drow, but unless they are extremely proficient in their field, they are looked down on. Even if they are extremely proficient, they're seen more as tools.
I see.
Put it this way: in Drow society, the only useful male is one that can be used.
Mm-hmm. Or I would assume his name is also just Stewart or something like that.
They also don't like him. He doesn't have good standing, as far
he's
as I know, in Drow society.
yeah, he's a weirdo, isn't he?
He has decent compared to the other males, but most females are above him. Which is why it's probably on the surface. But I've never read those books, so I don't know shit about him.
Fair.
I just know what I know about Drow society. And I'm pretty sure Driscoll was meant. But what are y'all doing?
Where's Cylinder Camp?
Yes. She seems to be packing her tent.
Did anyone let my babysitter up?
No. He
I'll go
is
get
just giving you the stink eye from the ground.
Could always leave him there.
Torquil, will
Hey,
you go release my babysitter before he gets too pissed off?
hey. Hopefully it doesn't gore me. And Torkel will head over, still with the dagger in his hand. Gotta remember to give that back to Axie. And he's gonna start cutting the deer free.
The deer just stares.
Stare all you want. I'm helping you out,
Who's he
aren't I?
staring? Who's he staring at? Okay. It's like I thought I heard my name.
He's just an unhappy deer.
He's always unhappy.
But I'm careful not. I'm carefully cutting him free. Making sure I don't cut him. I don't cut it into his fur or anything.
Fair.
There
Soon
you go.
enough,
As
he just shrinks back down.
I looked at it. Couldn't you have done that at any time and gotten yourself free?
Stare.
Stay all you want. That's the truth, ain't it?
He just walks past you and ignores you.
Where does he walk?
He's standing next to Nimi now.
Nimi looks at him and goes, I'm too tired to argue with you.
We'll need to leave now. You've made too much noise coming in. It will have attracted things down. Come on. Bring the stupid ones. Hopefully they know how to be quiet enough that we don't attract any more attention.
Yeah, stupid ones. She'll shoot a mocking glance at Xerxes and Torquil.
Purple Stone Eye will just zero in on. Luna like.
Fucking aiming reticle.
Lunaretta, you just hear in the back of your head. Do keep in mind, she thinks that they're my pets.
You're the one that showed dominance by talking. It's either you or Axie. And you look not as young as Axie.
Yeah, that's aimed at Lunaretta. Just in a... Because Nimi still has beef with Lunaretta.
Luna's gonna kind of pout and just kind of say, I can make for a good bonus pet. I bet I could rock a nice collar.
As we're walking, I'm gonna go up to Axie and hold out their dagger. Here, lass, drop this.
There's a nod. She is keeping her eyes on the Drow. You'll see the Drow go up to a cliffside and just slide off of it. It's a controlled slide, so they just go. "Ah!" They just go down it.
Well, we'll
Go up to the
follow.
cliffside and look down. Do we see anything?
You? No, it's dark.
Yeah. Oh.
Nimi's gonna cast light on your sword before following the Drow. Granted,
gonna-
I'm not gonna slide, I'm just gonna walk.
I'll follow behind Nimi.
You know what I just realized?
Hmm.
I don't think I would have a traditional sheath. I mean, it's a great sword. I would assume it's more like a baldric.
Yeah, you just have a frog.
Yeah, so it's still no matter what, it'll be always giving out light.
When the light spells on it, yeah.
Yeah, so I
If
don't need
it's
to-
a moon touched one, once it's sheathed, it dims away, just so you're not always
It
giving
is
off
not.
light.
It is a +1.
But yeah, with the light spell, that doesn't have that ability. So
Yeah.
she is always bright. But if it's on your back, you have the issue of the lights shining the wrong way.
Fair,
But, yeah.
you know, it's still light, so I'm gonna start my own controlled slide.
The deer still has Sizzlewick, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna say, we finally figured out what Nimi lost, and at this... that was a lot, so he gets to be a pack mule for the very foreseeable fucking future.
Now I'm curious.
No. Oh, you'll find out.
That's ominous.
But it seems that she's just leading you off into the dark. She doesn't look back She looks back. She makes sure Axie and Nimi are following her, but she doesn't seem to care about any of the other party members.
Fair.
I'm straight up.
I'm still. I was gonna say I'm still slowed if I'm not on the deer. So my speed is still halved until I get rid of the second level.
Is there anything you would like to do as you're walking?
Nothing
Gonna ask
specifically.
Axie and Toshinori if they're okay.
There's a nod from Toshinori as his wounds have already re-healed. And Axie gives a curt nod. She doesn't seem to trust this Drow all that much at the moment.
Nimi just tells her in the only way that she can. I don't trust her either, but we don't have much of a choice.
She keeps y'all walking for 6 solid hours. The party is starting to get real tired towards the end of it, because y'all already did a good bit of walking the day before.
I'm assuming that at some point I do end up back on the deer.
Yep. But after all of that, she raises her hand. This will be as good a place as any to make camp. I imagine that knows how to set up yours.
Is she looking at Torquil?
She's waving in the direction of the boys.
Yeah. Yes.
Good, you should set them to it.
Nimi is going to telepathically speak to the boys and just go, I am sorry, but if you guys aren't the one that sets up camp, I'm sorry.
Well, I shrug and start setting up camp.
Like above
Yes, yes.
table. Above table. I hate this.
Lunaretta is just like, yes, yes, get on with it.
Right, once again, gets just the freaking predator eye scanner thing right at them from Torquil's stone eye. Like,
Lunaretta starts fronting him and it's just like, oh, and what are you staring at? Don't you have a camp to set up?
I'm straight up mad-eye mooning you right now. Like his freaking magical eye. That's it right there.
She has her back to the Drow. She is like just grinning.
Lunaretta,
He-
you get an Eldritch Blast to the feet.
Ah, fine. I shall leave the disciplinary measures to you.
You see the Drow seems to nod in respect of Nimi's decision.
Listen, I will telepathically communicate to the boys that I don't like this, but I will make sure that it is that as far as the Drows are concerned, I am the one in charge, because at least I'll treat the boys better.
I
It's,
am
And-
merely camouflaging.
it is such a good thing that I don't have the ability to talk in people's minds, because you would be getting such a arrow from Torquil Lunaretta.
How much did you get that big one for? It looks like he'd probably be not worth all that much. The muscles, good enough, but that attitude's gonna make problems sooner or later. You're gonna want to break him.
Am I holding anything breakable in my hands right now, Susie?
There's a tent pole.
I would probably squeeze it so hard it would snap at this point.
And there's the proof.
Torkel, you will hear in the back of your head, act like you are being scolded. And just fix it. I am trying. I know I am trying. Act scolded. As Nimi is looking at him with just full disapproval. She looks irritated. But you can hear in the voice in the back of your head that she's trying. I feel so bad.
Liverna
You
thinks
were
she should be
not
owning up to it.
Orc will just like toss the broken tent pole away and grab a spare. Because any good adventuring party would have spares.
You're not wrong. Nimi will look back and just kind of rub her temples, and just in the Drow's mind, I did it as a favor.
Of course. That's not surprising. Always putting off the worst stock to others. At least he has the muscles to make up for it.
Agreed.
The other two seem to be better. At least know to keep her mouth shut. And what's wrong with the Dragonborn?
Oh, me?
This bit set low to Nimi.
Okay, 1 second, Cece. I need you to repeat that because I did not hear you.
What's wrong with the Dragonborn?
Yeah, I need you to repeat what she said. Your voice was so low that I could not hear any of it.
She said, "What's wrong with the Dragonborn?"
I need you to go back further.
Oh, okay. She was saying that it was a pity about how people like Torquil get pushed on to others, but at least he has good muscles. The other two seem to at least know their place and know to shut the hell up. And then they ask about Loretta.
What's wrong with her?
Yep.
So much. Do you want that alphabetically or chronologically?
Either.
Nimi is going to start listing every single one of Lunaretta's faults.
Are you doing it
Let's see,
telepathically
she's
or
into
loudly?
that. She's into this.
I am doing this. I am everything unless I am physically like casting a spell because I have to. I am doing it telepathically because my throat's still. I haven't gotten healed by like a legitimate cleric.
Fair. Hey, wait,
So
dude's a good dude.
wait, what about do?
Dude's a cleric.
Dude is our level.
Oh, yeah, that's what
Do you remember? I was gonna say. Do you remember what happened and why my voice is so fucked up?
No, I have memory of a squirrel. But anyway.
The collar.
Oh, yeah.
I still have the necrosis all around my fucking neck.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I need a higher level cleric to get that shit fixed.
Poor dude.
That's why I keep coughing off blood.
But it's not long before the party or the boys have the camp set up. An interesting taste you have, though. A werewolf, a tiefling, whatever the stone thing is. And are you actually in charge of the Dragonborn, or is she just a pet?
I keep the Dragonborn around because she's at very least as good at music.
Bards do know make good stories from time to time. If only they knew how to use their tongue a little better. She rolls her eyes.
If only.
What's the rest of the party doing after finishing camp?
Oracle will. I'm assuming we can't set up a campfire because is this like out in the open or is it like a cave or something?
Yeah, it's out in the open.
I'm assuming we shouldn't set up a fire, so Torque will just gets like a big rock and set some big rocks and sets them around in a semicircle for a place to sit, and pulls out a deck of cards. Anybody else want a quick game?
For context, how far away are we from like the Drow lady?
She's sitting over next to Nimi, so not very far.
Okay.
Within like 20
Oh.
feet.
Lunaretta, when Torkel was kind of laying out the cards, she will say,
Oh, I forgot to give you all her image. Whoops.
I suppose I can humor you, and she will try to have her back to the Drow, and will kind of mouth towards Torquil like a sorry.
I need that deception check.
Sure.
Because I don't believe for a second Lunaretta's sorry.
I don't
you're not trying
either.
to-
It's a decent deception. That insight from Torquil.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the Drow, by the way.
Would that be an advantage? Because I don't believe that for a
No.
second. And either way,
Doubled it. She seems mostly sincere. Because remember, Lunaretta's a good liar.
She is.
That's one of the ways she uses that tongue. Anyway. Yeah, so she's down to play some cards with Torquil. At least just to pass the time.
Torquil, you are kind of touched by the kindness that seems to be in Lunaretta's eyes. Perhaps it is all just an act. Or perhaps Lunaretta's just a bitch and is trying to manipulate your soul. It's one of those.
Lunaretta is envious of Torquil's position.
I don't believe it at all. Even with that insight, like based on all these interactions with Lunarev I've already had, there's no way I would believe they're actually sorry.
Okay.
It just couldn't happen.
You can't tell that she's lying, but something's fishy.
Exactly. This is the boy who cried wolf. But
Or the Dragonborn that called bitch.
exactly.
Which would you rather deal with? The bard Dragonborn or the really sexist Drow?
Or the
all cut out.
Or the sexist Drow.
The Dragonborn.
It's a fucking shame, though. She's hot.
It is. It's not fair. Lunaretta loves everything about this situation except the fact that she's not included.
And Nimi's not
In the fun
including
group,
you.
at least. She can't be in the fun group.
No, because you're not gonna get. Nimi's not gonna allow you to be mean to the boys. She's only being mean because she doesn't have a choice. And she's kind of banking on the fact that it's a one-way telepathy thing going on. It's actually working in her favor for once.
But since Lunares at their end, Torquil will turn to the guys. Lads, you in?
Toshinori has gone to the edge of the camp and seems to be meditating.
All right, I guess that leaves Xerxes and maybe their follower. Oh, if their follower can gamble.
The imp.
I don't know how Bale feels about gambling, actually.
Bale
now that
has
I think
not
about
shown
it.
himself since this woman has shown up.
I was gonna say, he has been invisible this entire time.
He's also about 100 feet away. So he's going, No, I'm not going anywhere near that, man.
That checks out. I am going to walk over to Lunaretta and Torquil, and I'm just gonna sit and watch.
All right. I guess me and Luna are play a game of poker.
While that's going on, Nimi, what are you up to?
Keeping up this facade that I have these fuckers in line.
Fair.
I think once we start to like wind down, I will pull out my journal.
You see an immediate problem as you start flipping through it to a clean page. All
They're all
of the pages are clean.
Nimi just starts flipping through them all. Before I'm gonna be honest, there's no way that Nimi can hide the fact that this fucking hurts. But she just like who the deer is just I guess I did have something left to lose, didn't I?
The deer just ignored you.
Just Axie's near me, right?
She's a little more on the edge as she doesn't like what's going on, so she's being on watch.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not the closest.
Fair. I guess whoever would be next, whoever sees me does see that Nimi does have like a singular bloody tear that does just roll down her face.
Something wrong. You hear from the drow sitting next to you.
Unfortunately, the price of power is things that matter.
Isn't it
And
always?
Mhm. And unfortunately, in order to make sure that we didn't all die due to the fact that I am slowed due to pushing myself too far, I had to make a deal. And unfortunately, it was the price of what few memories I have. And Nimi just kind of shows the empty book. This used to be filled, and now it is empty.
What do you mean?
I woke up in a clearing, alone with no memories about 5 years ago. The only links to my past were in this book, and now they are gone.
That is unfortunate. Can your bard not write them down again? I imagine that's what you keep, I thought.
Sorry, repeat that, not the accent.
She's effectively saying, can't your bard rewrite them? Isn't that what you keep her for?
The Axie would be the one that would know the poems. Axie?
Yeah.
Nimi just shows the book.
Well, she gives your shoulder a squeeze.
How many of them do you remember?
Maybe half.
I have a feeling that I know what's going to happen. But why don't you can you start speaking one?
She does. She goes to the one you often read her. But her voice is like a whisper. You can
Does everyone
hear that she's speaking, but
Mm.
you do not hear what is being said. To everybody else,
does
actually
every
seems to be talking normally. Ah,
I
there,
am
that's
going
at
to
least something. Not all
Nimi
is
look
lost yet.
Nimi shakes her head. I can't hear her.
I didn't think she was speaking too low.
The
Are you
price
hard
of
of hearing?
power. No. The price of power is not cheap.
Ah,
When they took it from the book, I can't rewrite it. I can't hear it. I do not have access to it.
the foolish gods. Do you follow one in particular?
I did, but that has also been taken. I don't know what happened. I assume that, like I said, I woke up in a clearing about 5 years ago with no memories. The clearing was on fire, and there were bodies everywhere. I don't know what happened. All I knew is that I had to survive. I ran into Axie not probably about 2 years later.
It sounds like you've had a
Oh,
rough time of it. You have grown well, though.
I try. I have a patron, but I don't know his name, and I don't remember ever making a pact. And he's not exactly kind.
A male patron. Such a waste. She looks absolutely disgusted to hear you're stuck in that.
Hey, I can't even fake any, like, this isn't even fake. Nimi's not happy about it either. I assume it's male based on the voice, but I don't know who it is. And it's not been pleasant in the slightest.
Sounds like a male patron to me. Even if they have great cosmic powers, they're still worthless in the mind. You see the deer looks very ornery. Oh,
Deer can fucking fight me.
something to say, dear? There's a huff. Do you mind if I kill your deer? You've been using it as a pack, you know. But it
They're saying,
seems to be a little bastard.
are they saying that loud enough for everyone to hear?
Yeah, y'all are in a
About
camp. She's speaking at a normal volume.
So yeah, she's asking if she can kill the deer.
Torkel will visibly stiffen as if, oh shit.
Yeah. Nimi's gonna go, no. Unfortunately, that is an aspect of my patron's power, and the last time that we attacked it, I'm going to be honest, I almost killed this entire party on my own.
Well done. But I will leave it there.
Put it this way, when I say no, it's not even this entire party. Xerxes wasn't with us yet. When I say this entire party, I mean, and points at Lunaretta, Toshinori, Torquil, Dude. No, Dude wasn't. No, I think Dude was unconscious at that point. I don't think Dude was with us yet. So all of them. So the werewolf, the giant, also points at Axie, as well as Bonnie and just a list of fucking names.
Surprisingly, most of them were female too. Most of the
Yeah.
girls were with you. The guys were mostly out of commission at the time.
Yeah.
Did
It's
you
like
did you say Torquil was a giant?
You mean
above
you're
table.
semi-giant?
I don't actually remember what Torquil is.
Well,
He's a Goliath, isn't he?
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it Goliath? Okay,
Yeah.
then Goliath.
Yeah.
I could not remember off the top of my head.
I think they have
Oh,
giant
he
blood.
shot- well, yeah.
Okay, so Nimi would know. I above table couldn't remember. So, basically all the men in the camp minus Xerxes, and then a plethora of women, and it took all of them. It took the women. It was the women that brought my ass down. That and the
Sounds
mouse.
right to her.
Yeah, that and the mouse.
That, and I think you cratered a bear.
I did indeed crater the bear.
But
So
Threw me up into the sky, I think. Or no, you
it's like, yeah, you went fucking airborne.
it makes sense. That kind of power, even if it's from a fool of a god, can have rather serious effects to the body.
Yeah. So very so much.
I am sorry for your loss. It sounds like you've lost some good compatriots to be left with that, unfortunately.
Well, we're trying to get back to him. That is the goal.
Hopefully my mission here won't take too long, and we can make our way back to more civilized places.
Agreed. Also, above table, I would have at some point asked her what her name is. What is her name?
Velrissa.
Valorissa. Okay.
Velrissa, sorry.
Valorissa. Okay. Okay. And for everyone else's input, the poem that Axie, I have to find it because I have it, but I have to find it, so I'll send it later. But it is basically it is about a redheaded elf and an Azamar. And the elf saves the Azamar.
Okay.
How was it you came to fall all the way down here?
We were protecting an artifact that was that cult, that of the Dragon Queen.
I am not familiar with this Dragon Queen.
It's dangerous to say her name, especially in current company. What have you heard of the five-headed dragon?
Nothing. They only
Okay.
have one type of dragon down here. Sometimes we'll see some of the other gems, but it is mostly deep dragons.
She is the mother of the chromatics.
What is a chromatic dragon?
The reds, the red, green, blue, white. Red, green, blue, white, and black?
Mhm.
And black. The reds have domain over fire. Green is acid. Black is poison? Poison?
Acid.
Acid.
Green's
I got
poison.
that. Green is
Green is
poison. Green is poison. Red is fire. Black is acid.
Blue is
White
lightning.
is
White is frost.
yeah. White is cold. But she is the brother of Bahamut,
What is
who
a
is
Bahamut?
they are considered the king of
The leader.
the what?
The leader of their pantheon.
They're the leader of the metallics. List the metallic dragons. But they are twins. Bahamut is the deity of their justice, all that is good, yada yada yada. Versus the Dragon Queen is considered the evil. But if she's currently imprisoned in Avernus, and if she gets out, that's gonna be a problem for everyone.
A twin's life is never an easy one.
Are you a twin then?
Was.
Killed your brother?
My brother, not my brother, my sister thought it would be a good idea to try to teach some men some skills. They decided they want a better life, and they slaughtered her, along with everyone else. Putting them down was cathartic.
That tracks.
That doesn't bring anybody back.
No. But it's justice.
No. It's putting
Revenge.
the pigs down. We
Fair
managed to
enough.
stop it before they got into the orphanage.
Mm.
They wanted
No,
to
see,
teach the kids something new. At least I think that's the ones that were leading. Some of the looks in the other ones. You see her shiver. I do not know.
I don't want to know. We're just gonna be glad they're dead.
You see her gaze flickers back over specifically to Torquil.
Torquil is currently doing fancy card tricks, just to pass out the cards.
While his tongue is sharp, he's under control.
Good. Make sure he stays that way, please.
Nimi will nod.
But what is the Avernus?
It's in the house.
What is a hells?
You haven't been to the surface at all, have you?
No.
You know what Xerxes is, and points to Xerxes.
Exotic?
He's a tiefling.
I do not believe I've heard something of this nature.
tieflings are infernal beings. And Nimi will start going into a lesson on what the fuck the hells are and what a furnace is, and I guess this has turned into a history lesson.
She seems to be listening very eagerly. How is the rest of the party doing while this is going on? Because y'all can hear it. Because she hasn't been trying to be subtle for the most part, except when talking about what happened to her twin. Y'all didn't hear that. Nim was the only one that heard that.
I've just been playing poker with Loretta, just trying to ignore what's going on over there.
Fair.
Yeah, I'm investing in these cards.
I've been watching doing the same.
Who's
Fair.
winning?
Is anybody proficient in cards?
I am.
Torquil.
I'm a gambler.
Can I get a
Gambling.
charisma-based card check, or just a disadvantage card or charisma check?
From anyone who's not
Proficient in playing cards.
okay. Disadvantage. Alright.
Oh, fucking hell, Torquil.
Dang.
Torquil might be ready for it, but Torquil,
They just
Torquil's
gonna
getting thrown off by the Drow that's giving him stabby looks from behind.
That and this whole talk of slavery and me calling it's just it is. I am not having a good time.
The vibes are super rancid right now. Yeah.
Yep. I just need
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's only the two of you. Surprisingly, Lunaretta's winning.
Thank God we're not playing for money.
His Torquil's
Ah,
too
fuck it.
distracted to
Pride.
see Lunaretta cheating.
Which is sad because Lunaretta's not doing a good job.
Joke's on you. I don't even know how to play. And he's completely unable to read me.
Oh. But after the impromptu, the history lesson, what are we looking for? And Nimi is curious about that.
Are you going to ask?
Yes, no, she is asking. What are we looking for?
The ruins of Sylvana.
Uh,
No,
Can
you
I
have
roll
no
his-
idea what
Okay.
it is.
okay. Nimi is going to ask for clarification on what that is.
It was once a prominent stronghold down here in the Lowerdark, made for looking into the lower before we were properly scared. We had military and arcane workings down here trying to see if we could colonize the Lowerdark. But as Sylvana pushed too hard and got involved in many dark rituals, while their worship of Loth was exuberant, they still fell afoul of politics. There is an item, supposedly within the ruins, that needs to be recovered.
To mention our arcane workings, Torquil's going to think back. That and this is his head. That big magic circle we used to teleport was probably an arcane working. Maybe that was a clue in the right direction.
The ruins should be maybe 4 days from here.
Not a travel, but we'll get there eventually. And honestly, by the time that the rest is done, honestly, I should be fine. I shouldn't be as slowed.
There's a nod.
Not 100%, but close.
What is wrong with the green one?
Looks at the green one?
She's pointing
Green
at
one.
Sizzlewick.
Oh.
Oh, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. Them and Merlin. There was a
What
cave
is a
in,
Merlin?
a mouse,
What
a
is a
mouse with
mouse?
magical powers. Looks at Axie, because Axie has Merlin.
She doesn't trust her to give Merlin unless you want it's her to.
Oh, give me Merlin. I'm not going to pass Merlin over. I am just like it's more of this is a mouse.
I see.
I don't.
And you
Yeah.
say it has magical powers.
Yes, they're a wizard.
A wizard. Oh, well trained for such a small creature. Are they
Yes.
powerful?
I mean, they are one of the ones that took my ass down when I was trying to kill the party. So yes.
I see. Were they trained
If
by
I
the
remember,
green one?
I don't actually know who trained Merlin. I don't actually know who trained Sizzlewick. Because they're both
You've
wizards.
talked to Sizzlewick before. You know she's self-trained.
Oh, okay. Sizzlewick is self-trained. I don't know who. We found them in a cave.
A cave. Did you find him after falling?
Not this cave. A different cave. It was the town we were in was under attack, and we were trying to get refugees out.
I see.
They happened to be down there. And they've been helping. That being said, as to what exactly is wrong, I'm not 100% sure. Before we fell down here, there was an explosion that brought down part of the area that we were in, and they exerted a lot of magic in order to make sure that we didn't all die. They've been out ever since. I don't know why they haven't woken back up. It's concerning, to be quite honest.
It sounds like magical burden.
Possibly. I've been too tired to really. Unfortunately, my brain is slowed. I haven't been able to properly diagnose. Not only that, but I'm not a healer.
I can take a look if you prefer.
So I'm going to continue to look at her, but I am going to ask Axie if she's going to have an issue with that, because honestly, we don't know and she might be able to help.
Axie will give a curt nod, but she
Okay,
is definitely keeping an eye.
that's fine. If she can help wake up Sizzlewick, we need the help. We are in survival mode at the moment, so Nimi will uh gesture her over and walk over to Sizzlewick.
She will take Sizzlewick from the elk, who's just giving her the stink eye, who she gives the stink eye right back to. She also
There's a
sticks her
reason that
tongue
I
out at
didn't.
the deer.
Yeah. There's a reason I didn't mention Merlin's. I'm trying to avoid gendering people if I don't have to.
But she lays Sizzlewick down and starts going over her. Is the rest of the party up to anything? As y'all notice, Toshinori is now watching what's going on the other side, as he's not simply meditating anymore. Is any of the rest of y'all doing anything? Yes, no, maybe
It's
so.
what we can do.
I mean, you can come sit and keep watch.
I'll probably do that then. Yeah. Lunar, I was just gonna say. Alright, well, that was a fun little game. And if we were actually betting money, I bet I'd be cleaning you out. But besides that, I think I'm gonna check on Nimi. It looks like something may be happening.
And for the boys,
If we're taking a long rest, I'm gonna go. I'll probably take the one of the first ones. I want to be in bed when these drows are up and this drow is up and doing their watch.
I'll just fill in where necessary.
alrighty. You can see she's looking over. I am not the best when it comes to healing, but if I'm not mistaken, there looks like burn marks from an overabundance of magic around the head. You see she pulls back Sizzlewick's hair, and you can see right around the temples, which has mostly been covered by her hair, there are just behind them little burns. Perfect circles of black.
Do you think you might know what we can do to help?
Unfortunately, I believe when dealing with something like this, letting the body naturally rest is your best way. Using magic might be able to fix it, though I have heard it is risky. Pouring more magic into a magic-addled body can cause permanent damage.
Yeah, and I'd rather not risk it.
Though it
If
looks
rest
she
is
has
what
recovered quickly.
think she might be up tomorrow.
Maybe not tomorrow, but before we reach Silvana.
Okay. That's good to hear. Just means that when she looked at the deer, it looks like the deer will just have to continue to carry them for the time being.
Some of the gods are all powerful, but it is nice to see one is only useful for being a pack mule. The deer immediately gives her a stink eye, and she's like, fucking try it.
Yeah. Nimi just telepathically, just to the deer, I paid the price for you to be the pack mule.
He doesn't seem bothered being called that. It's the patron getting called the pack mule that seems to annoy him.
Well, you know,
This drow is gonna get us all
he,
killed.
the patron can yell at me in my dreams tonight. I'm overdue for a lecture anyway. And he took my poems, damn it. He can deal with the fact that he made Nimi cry.
But it's not long after that y'all manage to close up for the night and get some rest. In the middle of the night, the drow wakes y'all up to have y'all break down camp and move as something seems to be getting closer. As she takes you to another area while y'all make camp again and settle back in.
Fair enough.
Is there anything anybody wants to do during the long rest?
Nope.
I want to make sure that I'm on the same Okay, wait a minute. How many of there are of us?
5 player characters, 2 inactive, 2 sidekicks, Sizzlewick's unconscious, and then the Drow, and Fluffy, and the familiar.
The Fluffy and the Familiar are not ones to. So we have the 5 player
6,
characters.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people total, if Duke counts as people.
Duke counts. Duke can keep watch.
So you can almost have 3 people per, and the Drow's only going to be asleep for trancing for 2 of them.
Yeah. So I will make sure, because I know that Turkle wants to be on watch with the Drow. I'm going to make sure that I end up being the 3rd person on that watch. Because Turkle, you're going to keep watch with me. But I am going to try, basically, as we're doing a perimeter, try and take Torquil away a little bit so that I can have a conversation with him.
Fair. Torquil, you've been kidnapped.
Raven,
Yeah,
you gonna argue, or are you coming with me?
I'm going with you.
Okay. As we're walking and doing patrol, Nimi is going to telepathically tell you, make sure to whisper, but I'm sorry that you're having to deal with this. I know that it's not pleasant. Trust me, I don't enjoy it either.
Hey, at this point, if she keeps saying that shite about your patron, don't you think it's gonna blow a gasket? I'm close to blowing a gasket and going at the last.
No, I don't think that it will, because at the end of the day, she's going to be the only one that can get us out of here. And if she's dead, that means I'm stuck down here. And that's all he cares about, is that I get out. Now, after we get out of here, I can't promise that he's going to let her live. But there's not much I can do about that. It's not like I'm strong enough to fight him. So no, I'm not worried about him blowing a gasket at the moment. Unfortunately, she's too valuable. Unfortunately for him, she is too valuable to us alive, which means he has to behave because he can't get us out of here.
Hey, oh, there's another problem. If I can't talk around her, how the hell are we supposed to communicate during battles? I can't talk in people's mind like you can.
No, but we still should be able to communicate during battles to let each other know what's going on. She's just going to expect that I take the lead and you guys listen.
Ugh. I have no problem with that. Oh, by the way, that shite she was talking about ruins and arcane infrastructure. You think that portal we used was part of that arcane infrastructure they were talking about? We could
Possible?
have we could have moved 4 days worth of travel in an instant with that thing, for all we know.
Possible?
And if that's the
I'll
case,
bring.
wouldn't that mean we're going right back to where the cultists were?
I don't know. I'll bring it up to her just so that we're prepared.
Hey,
But speaking that she had a run-in with them, my hope is no.
With how bad our luck's been lately, I wouldn't be surprised.
Unfortunately, our luck is shite.
Hey, I mean,
But I need you to keep your head.
I'm trying, but if Luda, I swear to God, if Ludareta keeps on with their shite, I'm going to lose my gourd.
Let me handle Lunaretta. At the end of the day, there's a reason that I started talking first. Now, granted, it would have been fine if it would have been okay-ish had Axie, but with her being so young, it makes more sense that I took point, and it was either going to be me or Lunaretta.
Hey, and actually, it's a good lass. There's no way that she would fly along with us.
Which is another reason why I stepped forward. Because I'm not going to abuse it like Lunaretta, and I can actually make it convincing, unlike Axie at the moment. Doesn't mean I like it.
Hey, I will say this: if she tries to betray us, I ain't hesitating.
We'll cross that bridge if we need to. I don't think she's ever been out of this place, though. She didn't even know what a tiefling was, and she's never even heard of the Dragon Queen. Keep in mind, Turkle, the Drow, those that live down here, this is all they've ever known. That's how they're raised. She knows no different.
Hey, that's kind of the only reason I haven't rushed the loss. You can't beat ignorance out of people.
No. Only thing you can do is show them that they're ignorant is you can't beat ignorance out of people. All you can do is teach them.
Hey,
Unfortunately, we are not in an area in which it is safe. But if she continues to say we do all get up to the surface and she comes with us,
oh hells no!
Nimi shrugs. I'm not saying she's going to, but if she ends up continuing on, it is something that we can show her differently. People do not change unless others take action. She's never going to learn if she's not taught.
I don't know. I've met Drow on the surface before, and well, they weren't nearly as bad as she was. They all seem to have the same thing.
That's because they've been taught better.
So, what's the plan? We head over. We head down to where to try to find this fort of theirs.
Yes, we're going to find it, help them with their mission, and then in return they'll help us back to the surface. We're going to need an escort to get out of here.
I can get
And
behind that.
I'm going to be quite honest. You're not going to like how you're going to get escorted out of here. I'm going to need you to keep your shit.
Well, I can say I can at least try to keep my shit, but
Torquil, I'm giving you a warning now that when she escorts us out of here, the likelihood that you will be in change is high.
I, I can hold my tongue. But we gotta think. we're missing something very important.
And that is?
Uh, they're not here right now, but how do you think Ruben's going to react to being treated like this?
Oh shit.
I'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Oh
You guys didn't even think about that, did you?
Oh, no, I've been thinking about it. I'm giving
okay,
you the warning.
wait. Okay, off table. We gotta keep this completely under wraps. He has to react to this the session he comes in.
I might have to dogpile Ruben, won't I?
This shit, we gotta keep it like on the down low.
It's too late. They're probably already watching on Twitch. Sorry, Shane.
And, I mean, technically, I'm the only one that's currently watching, I believe.
Well, they might watch it on YouTube then. I don't know, but
Put a content warning. Rubens are not allowed to watch.
Continuing on.
Yeah.
but yeah,
But
Torque will say. Let's just say, assume Shane Ruben got knocked out at some point. As soon as Ruben wakes up, they're gonna have a shite fit.
what was that, Turquil?
I'm gonna assume that Ruben is like knocked out or something. That's the only reason I could think of that they wouldn't be reacting to this.
Pretty much.
So Torque will say, as soon as Ruben wakes up, they're gonna they're gonna throw a shite fist, especially
I
if they can talk to like this.
let me handle Ruben.
If you need me to pin down the lad, let me know.
What? Repeat that, sorry.
If you need me to pin down the lad, let me know.
I will let you know. Because you might.
I definitely give the odds a go way up above 50% there. Shall we head back now? Probably.
I mean, we're on patrol. We're just patrolling.
Hey,
I just took you in the opposite direction so that I could actually have a private conversation.
fair enough.
But I just
How are you holding up, by the way?
I am tired. And the one connection that I had to my past is now gone. So I'm fine, Torquil.
Last
Torquil, Nimi's not fine. You see, this time you're actually close to her, so you do see that bloody tear just go down her cheek. She is upset about her poems.
Torque will put a big old hand on your shoulder at last. I can't imagine what you lost. But you'll always have connections to your past, no matter what. Every breath you take, that's a connection.
Nimi's going to stop and turn and face you, Torquil, and go, Torgwell, how do I have connection to anything when I can't remember? I don't remember family. I don't remember loved ones. I had a holy symbol, and I know that I followed some sort of deity, but I can't remember. And I can't even draw the holy symbol so that Ruben could look into it. Or do. Because I had to give that up when we were in the caves. The only thing that I had left tying me to any of it was that book of poems, and now they're gone, and I mean, Axie remembers half of them, but I can't hear the stories.
They still exist, don't they? In people's memories. I'm sure
The only
actually will
one
be
that,
more than I'll write them down again for you.
but I won't be able to read them, Torquil.
But they'll still be there.
Fair? It's something to leave behind when I'm gone,
Hey,
but
I
I'm
think
not.
that's all anyone can hope to do. Be able to leave something behind for future generations.
There was one in there in particular that Axie loved. I used to tell her it when she was upset, and now I can't.
But I'm sure she still knows it, doesn't she?
I assume it's one of the ones that she remembers. Like I said, it was her favorite. I've been traveling with her since she was 13.
Then it's not gone. It's still with her, no matter what.
Might have her write it down so that Lunaretta can say it.
Aye, there you go. See,
Still, it sucks that it's. I guess at this point, the only thing I have left is my bag, and opens the Nimi's gonna open the bag, and Fluffy's in there.
and I think isn't Duke also in there?
Dude's still in the bag.
Yeah.
So you see a Dude and a Fluffy, but Nimi's gonna pull the bag so that you can see there is a bit of like a bit of cloth that's been sewn into it that it's only it looks at one point that it used to have a longer name, but all you can read from it is Nimi.
Is this where you got your name from?
Yeah,
Looks like there's more to it.
I can't read it.
This is a high quality bag, right?
I mean, it looks like it was at one point. I mean, here's the thing. It's still holding a fucking owl bear cub and a whatever dude is, a tiny dragon.
Tiny dragon.
Yeah, so along with all of Nimi's shit.
Something like this, wouldn't it have like a maker's mark on it or something? Like high quality stuff usually has some kind of like identification to show who made it, so people can see. Oh, they made this. I should go to them to make me one.
If it wasn't removed.
You ever find any like other marking on this bag? Like a brand or something like that.
I don't know. I never really thought to look.
Well, maybe take a look. You could. This is
I'm
some high quality shit.
gonna hand I'm gonna hand you Fluffy and Do
Oh,
and start setting things out, and I'll look for a maker's mark
You do not
above
find
table
one.
I was gonna say above table. Even if there is one, this bag is a couple hundred years old. Yeah. Nimi's gonna shake her head. I don't see a maker's mark. I mean, if it, you can look at the craftsmanship, see if it pulls in any strings, hands you the bag, and takes the the fluff butts.
So I take the bag, I look at it, I examine the material, the leather, does it seem like it? Do I recognize any of like the making of it at all?
No.
Like no. Oh, I got nothing. I ain't a little worker, so I wouldn't expect to know anything about it.
Fairs. So can't even place how old it is.
No. Fortunately not.
It was worth a shot, though, to be quite honest. How old are you, Torquil?
I am. I'm about 29.
Yeah, and some of those poems were dated back a couple hundred years. I don't know exactly how old I am, but I would assume that it is older than that. So it's possible that it never had a maker's mark.
Those poems, did you write them yourself, or did you just have the book that was in them? That had them in them?
I mean, I assume that I wrote them myself. It's in my handwriting. Though some of them got slightly deranged at some point.
Hey, you're going to a library or some place a place of knowledge to try to find maybe the poems are famous or something. Maybe you could find out who the author was.
I'm sure if that was the case, Axie would have said something by now. I am pretty sure that I am the one that wrote them. And if I was famous, I mean, someone would have noticed by now. I mean, hell, take Avani, for example. She was around during the spell plague, and she doesn't recognize me.
Ooh.
Avani, the one that had her, was it her arm or her leg?
Both. She got
She,
her arm cut off, and I think she got slashed down the chest and leg, if I remember correctly.
yeah, the one that had her arm cut off that needed to get fixed.
I can't recall
The
this.
redheaded elven woman.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank, but
We haven't seen her since Green Nest. You saw her. She was the one that was unconscious. That after I beat all your guys' asses, was just like, "What do you?" Nimi was told that she was asleep, and Nimi was like, "What do you mean that she's asleep? She's an elf."
oh, okay. Now the dots are connected.
So Avani is also the one that Nimi said, "Hey, when." Because Avani's the one that fought Steinrath the first time back in Green Nest because he wanted an honorable duel. And Nimi's the one that vouched for Avani, saying that out of everyone there, she was the one that could have handled him. That nobody else had a fucking chance in hell.
Yeah.
So, put it this way, Nimi has always spoken very highly of Avani, but is also telling you that, if she was a famous, Avani doesn't know her from fucking Krellian. So can't be famous if Vivani doesn't recognize.
So, is there anything else you would like to do on y'all's watch?
I'll put all my stuff back in the bag and let. Honestly, Fluffy's been in the bag for so long. Fluffy needs to walk. Otherwise, their legs are gonna get
Rebro.
real messed. Yeah,
Or we'll give Fluffy some scritches.
yeah.
Fluffy is happy.
Once, yeah. Once our watch is over, I'll kind of corral Fluffy back and make sure that they get some food.
But as y'all are finishing y'all's conversation, I've just seen the time, so we are going to have to end it there. Good job, you guys. That was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing how y'all deal with what comes next. For those
Ooh,
listening
you
in,
were
we thank
cutting
you.
off every other word. I'm sorry.
Weird. Might be the net. But we're gonna end it here, so we will catch up with y'all next time. Have a wonderful night. Peace.